On this edition of Travel in 10, we're going to Paris, France for a summer trip to the city, really showing you some of the top attractions that you can go check out on a first visit, particularly a first visit with family. We're going to be starting off with one of the most iconic attractions anywhere in the world, the Eiffel Tower. And one of our first recommendations is get there early. You're going to find that there is long lineups, particularly with security there. You're going to want to have at least an hour and a half, maybe more, before you're planning to visit, and would really recommend getting tickets in advance before you're coming to visit. It will save you money and save you time. When you get to the first floor of the tower, you're going to find some interactive exhibits. You're going to find a place where you can buy French macaroons, champagne, other things, as well as a great little park area that you can go enjoy with the kids. Makes a great place to do a picnic. The top of the tower, you're going to find some of the best views anywhere in the city. It's 320 meters tall and was originally built as a temporary exhibit for the 1889 World's Fair and has remained here ever since. A great tip is there's a small booth up top where you can get a glass of champagne or sparkling water and toast the first day of your trip to Paris. To get some of the best views of the tower, you're going to want to go just across the street to the Place de Trocadero. This is really the best place if you want to get some shots for Instagram, that you'll get a great view of the tower. In terms of getting there, we would recommend the BATOBUS. This is a great way to see the city. It's got 8 different stations that stop at some of the most iconic places in Paris, from the Louvre to the Champs-Élysées to the Musée d'Orsay. Makes a great, easy way to tour the city. You can do the full loop in about 2 hours. You can hop on and hop off as you like and tour around the city. One of the star attractions, the Notre-Dame Cathedral, over 13 million visitors annually, and you can travel up the tower to the top. It's going to be just a short trip down the river to get to another one of Paris's most iconic attractions, the Louvre. Of course, this is one of the largest art galleries and art museums everywhere, with art going from ancient Egypt up to Western art in about 1848. The star attraction, of course, is the Mona Lisa, which you'll find in room 6 in the Denon Wing on the first floor, but there's lots more than that to see as well. Some of my favorites were the Raft of the Medusa, Liberty Leading Her People, or the Venus de Milo that you can also see while you're there. Not far from the Louvre, you can also get to the Arc de Triomphe. The Arc de Triomphe is really one of the iconic symbols of Paris, built in 1836 as a monument to Napoleon. And a great thing is it's got long hours during the summer. You can go anywhere from 10 in the morning up till 11 in the evening. Then you can go tour the Champs-Élysées, everywhere from buying a Louis Vuitton bag with Mona Lisa featured on it, to visiting the Toyota showroom with some interactive exhibits for the kids is another great stop. Or one of our favorites, LOUVRE. This is really the original bakery for macaroons anywhere in the world. They started back in 1862. A great stop. They're not inexpensive, but it's certainly worth buying a couple while you're there. You'll also find some great restaurants on the area, like L'Atelier de Joël Robuchon. This is a Michelin-starred restaurant that's right next to the Arc de Triomphe, so makes a great place. And if you go for lunch, you can get the tasting menu for a little bit more affordable price than you would in the evening. So if you want to bring your kids, certainly a better time of day to come. L'Atelier de SENS is also not far from here, and this is a place where you can really get your hands on and immersed in French cooking even more. You get a chance to try your hand at making some local dishes. Here we were trying out an eclair making class. They do these classes in both French and English several times throughout the day. Very accommodating for the whole family, and of course, not only do you get to bake, but you get to try out all the treats that you made as well. Another one of the top attractions during the summertime is Paris Plage. This is an event that takes over the banks of the River Seine from July through till the beginning of September. Really turning it into a seaside resort in the middle of the city. You're going to find some pop-up restaurants, lots of pop-up music performances as well. Another top spot to visit with the family is the Jardin de Luxembourg. This is 23 hectares of park in the center of the city, really designed to be the place for children in the city. One of our favorite things to do are these wooden boats from the 1920s that you can push around the pond, only €3 for 30 minutes. But in addition to that, they've got puppet shows, carousel, lots to see and do. And in the Saint-Germain neighborhood, which is right next door, you're going to find some great restaurants to stop for lunch. Outside of the city, a short trip away, is Paris Disneyland. Again, somewhere if you're visiting with the family, makes a great stop for a day. It's not as large as the Disneyland parks in California, Florida, or even Tokyo, but certainly still a great place to go check out with the family. You can stay right there at the park in the Disneyland Hotel, or you can do it as a day trip from Paris. Getting outside of the city, there's lots of great smaller villages and towns that really give you a whole different flavor of France just outside of Paris. One of our favorite was a small village called DOURDAN. We stayed here in a home exchange with a family. It was a beautiful little village with a castle at the heart of the city, a fantastic farmer's market that you can go to on the weekends. This is on Saturday, the farmer's market there. In addition to that, there's a small castle in the center of the city. The center of the castle area has largely been destroyed, but all the walls are still intact, and found it was just a really great small diversion, great hands-on place for the kids to go explore. Not nearly as busy as a lot of the other sort of tourist attractions around, and made for a great place to spend an afternoon. Another fun, inexpensive stop was Playmobil FUNPARK. This one you're going to need a car to get to. It's about an hour's drive from the center of Paris in a small suburb, but a great hands-on place where they have every toy ever made by Playmobil you can go on and play with for the day. Another great day trip, somewhere that we would say really a must-do trip outside of Paris, is the Palace of Versailles. Again, long lines of security here, so you're going to want to make sure that you factor that into your trip. And I would really recommend coming and staying overnight because there's a lot to see and do in the area. Some great markets, restaurants, and then the palace itself. There's a great audio tour that you can take that really tells you all about the history of it and what you're seeing as you explore. It's no doubt it's busy, but it's busy because it's such a great place to go really experience some of French culture and history. We would really recommend looking at coming during their fireworks that they have throughout the summer. I believe this is on Saturdays, on most Saturdays throughout the summer that they do this, but make sure you go check their website where there's sort of a light show, music in the gardens, and great evening fireworks as well. When you get back into Paris, of course, coming during the summer, you're going to find it's hot. So you may want some diversions that get you out of the sun. And a great one is the Paris Aquarium. This is located right adjacent to the Eiffel Tower. So it's an easy one to combine for the day. Just makes a great stop for a couple of hours to get out of the sun. A lot of great exhibits of different sea life from around the world. In terms of where to stay, you're going to find that a lot of the hotels in the city will only allow a maximum of 3 people in the room. So if you're coming with a family of 4, it means you're going to have to get 2 rooms, can get very expensive. So you might want to consider renting an apartment. There's lots of great places on Airbnb, on VRBO, different sites like that where you can rent apartments during your stay. This is a great one that we found in a residential neighborhood where we had a rooftop hot tub, pool table, and lounging area to ourselves. It was less expensive than most hotel rooms and a really great way to get immersed in the culture, and some great local restaurants as well. Hope that gives you some good tips of some things to see and do. And one final tip is make sure if you do check out the Eiffel Tower that you come back to see the evening when it's all lit up as well.
This has been a presentation of Travel in 10.